Okay, everybody, we have to talk. Yeah, it is still Monday, September 30th, 2019. Asinine. Most of you seem to like that word, but that's sincerely what today was. This market is freaking asinine. Let's talk about why. Let's start off with the basics first. Stocks finished higher across the board. Little rally, nothing major. However, stocks higher nonetheless. Cryptocurrencies, little rally there too. Precious metals got hit. Dollar did find a little strength here. And bonds turned around throughout the day. There was some bond buying after the sell-off this morning. Okay, whatever. Why is this market so asinine? Well, it's really upside down. And again, 2 rounds of abysmal economic news. I mean, the bad economic news does not stop. I cannot remember the last time, and I'm being honest, maybe you can enlighten me, that we had a single piece of good economic news. If you're going to refer to the fake unemployment numbers, don't tell me the U3. You look at the U6, and then we'll rediscuss what's going on here. Our economy is in free fall, and there is no other way to put it, but the market distortions will continue. And why? Well, let's talk about that. Look at this. The Chicago Purchasing Manufacturing Index, again, in contraction. And the Dow Manufacturing Index falls. So, I mean, this should tell you something. Why the market itself, why the stock market didn't drop on this news? Well, it's pretty obvious. Let's talk about what we know, because it always comes down to what we freaking know. And what we know is this. The Fed is continuing its at least $75 billion a day repo program until the 10th of next month. At least $30 billion in longer-term purchases till the 10th at least, I think. It may go on longer. We'll see when we get there. And we have Fed President, I keep calling him chair, Fed President Bullard explaining how, yeah, the Fed's going to expand its balance sheet. I mean, how many of you caught that on CNBC with his big smug smile on his face several days ago when he was talking to the lovely Sarah? I mean, there was that whole lovey-dovey thing going on here. It's insane. Oh yeah, look at it. They're going to expand their balance sheet, all right? You haven't seen anything yet as to what's coming down the pike. We have Morgan Stanley explaining to us that the Fed will be inflating its balance sheet in perpetuity. Now, the reason why stocks didn't sell off today on not 1, but 2 rounds of abysmal economic news piled on to the rest is because the Federal Reserve is about to go absolutely freaking nuclear. They've already started. The fuse has been lit with the at least $75 billion repo extravaganza they have going on, with the at least $30 billion per day in longer-term debt acquisition. I mean, this is nothing. Wait till you see what's about to happen, and you know who's going to bear the brunt of it? You are. You're going to be forced to once again bail out the entire system. That's what we're witnessing here. The stock market is disconnected from reality. What is happening here in the market has nothing to do with what's happening on the ground. However, it's an illusion. The zombies that are outside my window, there's a window right there. They believe that stocks are going up, the economy is great, and our president can tell you, strongest economy ever. I mean, it's the biggest lie since the Kennedy assassination. I'm being serious here. It's an incredible situation that we are in, but people are buying it because, again, they have this disconnect in their brain that they must believe the lies. They have to. They have to believe them, because if they were faced with reality, they would probably start drinking or something, which they're already doing. But anyway, that's where we are at. And the only reason why stocks didn't sell off is because of the promise of a massive expansion of debt, and I've said it in these words before, on an unprecedented scale. And you are going to pay for it all. I promise you that. Do not doubt for 1 second that you are not going to bear the brunt of this entire thing with massive amounts of debt added to the debt we already have here. The big, fat, ugly stock market bubble is going to become an even bigger, fat, ugly stock market bubble until that reverses. And when it does, you think your investments are safe? You think you're smart enough to get these out of your accounts that only make cash when the market goes up? I guarantee you, you're not. I guarantee you, you're not. You will be fleeced harder than you possibly can. If you are in an inflated house, if you bought one today, well, I feel very sorry for you, because these prices of houses are going down in a big way. They're also inflated on the back of the debt bubble, which is about to get hyperinflated. So yeah, I don't have too much good news to give you here, other than you know what to be doing. Betting against the debt. I don't care what they do to gold. I don't care what they do to silver. Let them play their games. You should also have been getting back into cryptocurrencies like I've been explaining to you. I don't care what you want to call it. It's a tradable asset. It could be anything. There is cash to be made here. You make it and you pull your profit. You reallocate that into other things, into hard assets if that's where you are. Use the game to your advantage. You want to sit back and say, well, I can't get involved in cryptocurrencies because I think they're shit. Meanwhile, people are making money off them, and you could be doing the same thing just because you have a little bit of a lack of understanding here of it's a tradable asset. And those that are seeking to own it, well, that group is getting larger. Sure, look, it's up to you. Either you can take my advice and listen to it and make the system work for you, or you could say, no, Greg is wrong, and just watch everybody else make money. It's up to you. I mean, everything, like my website, everything there is free for you. Everything, if you don't want to use it, that's fine. Other people are, and they are getting wealthy off of it. Just like you could be if you were able to think a little bit outside the box. But I think that's the main issue here. But going back to reality here, the Fed is going to have to act in a massive way to keep inflating the stock market bubble on the back of the debt bubble. Period. The end. That's as simple as I can explain it to you. The market is not real. It's just, there's no words for what we have here. We've never, ever, ever, believe me, seen a market like this in the history of the world. When candidate Trump explained that the stock market was in a big, fat, ugly bubble, that might have been the last true statement he has made since that time. Because right now, he understands what that big, fat, ugly bubble has turned into a monster on the back of the debt bubble, and it will correct to fair value, and it's going to wipe everybody out. And do you know why? Because that's the plan. It's always the same plan. The Federal Reserve and Washington, they're in bed together to inflate bubbles and then deflate them rapidly. And when they deflate them rapidly, you get the transfer of wealth from everyone who's worked so hard, putting their cash into these 401ks, because that's what they're told they should be doing, because our economy is booming. Sure it is. And then when this corrects to fair value, they walk around through time and space going, well, what happened? It's the same story throughout history. You think that this time is going to be any different? You think you're smart enough to see it this time? You are in for a rude awakening. That's the truth. So you can choose to use the system that you have in front of you, this perverted, twisted thing, and make it work for you, or you can wait till the end, and I guarantee you, you are going to end up absolutely destitute. It's very sad, but this is how all of these bubbles, and this is a mega bubble like we have never seen before. There's no words for this one. And when it does correct, all I can say is I feel very sorry for the people, not just here in the United States, but the people of the world, because the grand plan is in full swing. A two-tier society is quickly emerging. The haves and the have-nots, a feudal system. And there's really no other way to look at it. Just open your eyeballs. Just a little bit, and you'll be able to see. All right, look, I think this video has been quite important. Please share it, get it out there. I love all of you. That's the truth. And I really don't want you to get fleeced. I really don't. So I will continue to do these videos, I guess, until the meltdown, and then I'm going to stop, period. Because I frankly have had enough of this. Is just complete and utter madness around us all. So anyway, keep that in mind. I will be here until the meltdown. At that point, I will retire from doing YouTube vlogs. Probably a little while off. But anyway, that's it. Love all of you. See you in the morning.